What is going on, everybody? Niantic has been making all of the right moves as of lately. Look at this. Regieleki arrives in Elite Raids. That's awesome. What is that going to be? Let's see the details here. Oh, consider yourself an Elite Trainer? I do, Niantic. Thank you for that. Let's see how you measure up against Regieleki in Elite Raids. Right on, baby. I'm an Elite Trainer. Let's get some Elite Raids going. Date and time, Sunday, April 9th. That's got to be a typo. There's a couple more dates under here. Sunday, April 9th at 2 p.m. Okay, mistakes can be made, but there's a third date here, so third time's the charm. Sunday, April 9th at 5 p.m. What are they, high? That's Easter Sunday. That's a national holiday. What are they thinking putting a brand new raid boss in raids that you have to go to in person on a national holiday? Now, my IQ might be low, which, by the way, don't answer that in the comments, but I'm pretty sure that spring break is because of Easter. Like, we get a whole week, schools get a whole week of vacation because of Easter, right? Like, right? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's just because we need a break. I know not everybody celebrates Easter, but I do, so I'm not going to be doing these raids. I'm going to be visiting family, hunting for Easter eggs, not hunting for raid eggs. I don't know what's going on over there, man. Since its inception, Pokemon Go throughout the years has made pretty questionable decisions. We can all agree on that. But something lately, I don't know what's going on. Somebody must have knocked over their ice cream cone because Pokemon Go and Niantic have been just making the worst decisions. And I don't normally go into detail on decisions that they make because I make these videos to make you guys laugh. I like to make you guys laugh at my expense, not everyone's expense. Like, have it be my account that's the only one that has to get Regieleki on Easter Sunday. Have it be, that'd be like funny, right? Like, Tom can't get it. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what it is about companies or people that are like in the higher positions of companies that are so tone deaf to their communities, to the product or the IP that they have. I'm looking at you, Star Wars and Disney. I don't like negativity and I don't like stewing in negativity, and trust me, I've done that a lot. So I'm gonna talk about what's going on with Pokemon Go for a little bit here, and then I'm gonna go for a Galarian bird hunt on the trail of broken dreams. I'm going for these birds because I made a commitment to go hard in the paint for these Articunos and Moltres, and Niantic is just trying so hard to ruin it. It's like, hey, don't suck, huh? Is that so hard? Just don't suck. It's not that bad, right? Oh, it's windy, isn't it? Hey, Southern California, I'm gonna need you to get your act together too, because I should not be wearing a jacket in April, okay? Are we good, Wind? Are we good for now? We just relax? Okay, I know I'm late to talking about this, and I'm sure all of you guys already know because it's one of the worst decisions that Niantic has made in the last couple of years. But a few days ago, Pokemon Go tweeted out, "Trainers, we want to give you a heads up about changes coming to Pokemon Go's remote raid passes. These changes are designed to rebalance the game and ensure it's enjoyed for trainers for years to come." Oh, thanks for the heads up. Click the blog here, and what do we have to see? Updates to Pokemon Go's remote raids. First and foremost, we want to give you the heads up, thanks again, that there will be changes to remote raid passes, and these changes will happen on April 6th at 11 a.m. So 3 days from now, from the time I'm filming this video. So the changes that they're giving us a heads up about are pricing adjustments and remote raid participation limits. Firstly, pricing. The price of remote raid pass 3-pack will be increased to 525 Pokecoins. When these were first introduced, they were 250. Then they got increased to 300, which, whatever, right? $1 raid pass, a lot of people weren't happy about it. But increasing the remote raid pass 3-pack to 525 is almost doubling it. And then the price of a single remote raid pass is being increased from 100 Pokecoins to 195. So basically doubling it. They have doubled the prices of remote raid passes. Never start with the head. The victim gets all fuzzy. Because right after that, they say a premium battle pass 3-pack will be added to the shop for the price of 250. Being like, hey, remember how much it used to cost? 250? That was a good number, right? You like that one? And the cherry on top here is there's remote raid participation limits. Trainers will be able to participate in a maximum of 5 raids per day, remote raids per day. And lastly here, remote raid passes will be included in the pool of potential rewards for research breakthroughs, and shut up. We're not reading the rest of that because I already know that they give us a potential chance of a remote raid pass, chance at a remote raid pass every 7 days. You don't even guarantee one. And if you're holding on to a maximum of remote raid passes that you can hold, it won't add on. That's it. All right, so I'm gonna go in my little corner here to to discuss it and read their little explanation. So okay, here's their explanation. Since their introduction in 2020 during the pandemic, remote raid passes have come to dominate the experience of playing Pokemon Go in a way we never intended. Rewarding trainers with additional XL candy and adding other new features, say those features please, are two of the ways we hope to further incentivize playing Pokemon Go in person with your friends, family, and community. We plan to keep remote raid passes as part of Pokemon Go. However, we believe this change is necessary for the long-term health of the game, and we did not make it lightly. We feel this is a necessary step toward our goal of preserving and improving the unique experience of Pokemon Go, a game we hope you continue to enjoy long into the future. I try to be a fair and just individual, and I try to see both sides. So after reading their explanation as to why they've made this decision, if they are afraid of the longevity of the game for Pokemon Go for years to come, because we are starting to run out of new generations. Obviously, Pokemon keeps adding new generations, and it'll go on forever, but we're starting to get to catch up to the series. I can understand them trying to make a decision that will help prolong the game and extend it. However, what they've decided, I disagree with, and this ain't it. Like, when I think about longevity, or what I'm trying to understand from their perspective is like, when a Lugia comes back in raids, everyone's already got their Lugias, but you can do like remote raids, like back to back to back to back, to try to get for the shiny, or try to get the 100%, or even the Shundo. You can do a multitude, and then once you get it, when Lugia comes back, it's kind of like, ah, yeah, I got it. So in my personal opinion, it's one thing to limit the remote raids to 5 per day. They're trying to make it like a smear goal photobomb, where it's like, oh, this guy's back. You get 5 chances. Did you get the shiny? Nope. See you next year to go for it again. It's so windy. I can't even describe how windy it is. I'm sorry that there's been a lack of videos, but it's just wind and rain and rain and wind. As I was saying, in my personal opinion, it's one thing to limit the remote raid passes to 5 raid passes a day. It sucks, don't get me wrong. I'm someone who's done over 100, actually 277 raids for a Rufflet when I wanted to get that shiny. I did a bunch of remote raids for Corsola when that came out shiny. I did a bunch for Heracross when that was shiny because I wanted the regionals shiny. It was a huge part of my content on Twitch, and I know it's a huge part of content for a lot of fellow creators and peers. But aside from that, ever since the pandemic happened, a bunch of online communities were created, and it's a huge part of the way they play and interact with each other. I mean, even in streams are communities, and everyone comes together and talks and has experiences and enjoys the game and tells each other if they got the shiny, and it's a whole thing. So it sucks. Limiting the remote raids that you could do sucks, because not everyone will be able to get into each other's raids, because if you already done your 5 and then all of a sudden someone's off work and they want to do some, they're out of luck. They can't do it with the community anymore, and it kind of breaks that apart. Oh, really? What do you have to say about it, huh? Yeah, no, I know. How can it be 5? But not just the online communities, also the rural players, or players that have disabilities that make it hard or not possible to go out and do some of these things physically. Some people are luckier to have communities that they can go in their local Discord and go join up together and do raids and do all that, but not everyone has those luxuries. And even when I had a local Discord that I would go try to raid with, I was kind of late to the party of it, and they were kind of clicky. Not gonna lie, they were kind of clicky. So yeah, it's not cool. Limiting the experience of something that's been available for the last few years, since 2020, we're in 2023. It's not gonna be an enjoyed experience. And it's one thing to limit the remote raids, but they're not going away. They'll still be around. It'll still be 5 per day. As lame as that is, they'll still be around. So hopefully people can, coordinate and make things happen and still not, dissolve the communities that they've built online. Man, these videos are not fun to make. Like, I'm about to do my daily incense, and it's like, how do I go from talking about what Niantic's doing to like, okie dokie, I'll get the Moltres. Like, I hope I don't find Moltres today. I hope I don't find Moltres. Maybe the reverse psychology will work on the birds, guys. I think we're doing good. So I try to think, and I'm like, okay, there's thousands upon thousands of Pokemon Go players. Niantic is probably calculated, and the people that do more than 5 remote raids a day are not the majority of the players. So maybe they're thinking it's fine. It's fine to reduce that. A lot of people that I know in my personal life do not do more than 5 remote raids a day. My brother does not. A couple of my friends do not. It's just not a thing that they do. The problem that I have is that not only did they make that decision, but they also then basically doubled the prices of the remote raids. And the reason that is because the message that sends to me, what I get from that, is that the company is saying that, like, we don't care about the community, we only care about our own longevity and our own survival. That's like what it's saying. And granted, you gotta care about your longevity and your survival, and from my experience, no company cares. But I don't think it's cool to say it. like publicly on Twitter. Like, just say it. So the reason I'm saying that this is the message that it seems like they're sending is because if the majority of the Pokemon Go players are not hardcore and do more than 5 remote raids, then they're saying, okay, screw the hardcore players. We're not going to lose out on too much money from them not getting their raid passes because we got the casual players that play more than them. So they're harming the gaming experience for the hardcore players, but then they're increasing the prices of the remote raid passes for the casual players. So whatever money they're losing out on the hardcore players, they're probably going to be making from the double price for the casual players. So it sends that message to me because they're screwing over the casual players by doubling the prices, but also screwing the hardcore players by limiting their experience and also doubling the prices. So the only ones that wouldn't be losing out in this scenario would be Niantic or Pokemon Go. Everyone's like getting the shaft. But yeah, that's my personal opinion on the message that it sends from that situation. And it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good for anybody in the community, hardcore players and casuals. No one feels good about it. The decisions that have been being made will not be stopping me from playing Pokemon Go or creating content for it, because I wouldn't have had any of you guys if it was not for the game. I wouldn't have some of the friendships that I have or some of the experiences. I love the game too much since its inception. Despite the doofuses making the decisions, I still love the game, and I'm not going to be putting money into it, but there's still some legendaries to go for. And as far as longevity of the game goes, there are still plenty of other things that can be done to increase the excitement or longevity of the game, in my opinion. Just to cover it quickly, the inception of the Daily Adventure Incense was super exciting for me. It was one of my favorite parts of the game. It gets me out walking for 50 minutes. It gets me out playing if that's what their end goal is. The legendaries that spawn from the Daily Adventure Incense are impossibly hard to get, but it makes it so exciting when you find it. It's like back when Pokemon Go first came out in 2016, when you found like a wild Dragonite. That feeling came back with Daily Adventure Incenses for me. I think they should have released Kecleon on a Daily Adventure Incense, or released new Pokemon on that, so it gets people out and going, gets them going and trying to find that rare spawn and get like, oh, I got one. Like, I understand it's frustrating to come up short when you do a Daily Adventure Instance for like 30 days and you don't see anything or you don't catch anything. Trust me, if anyone understands, it's me. But that's what makes them so special to me, because if these legendary birds just came out in raids with their shinies not available, everyone would have a bunch of them and be like, ah, here's my like non-good IV one, I'm just gonna transfer that, and I got like 15 of them. But now it's like when you have one that has terrible IVs, it's like, I don't care if it's got bad IVs, I've got my Zapdos. Also, breeding in Pokemon games has been a huge part of Pokemon ever since Generation 2, which I think is like 20 years ago at this point. That's something they could add to the game. They could add a daycare extension to Pokemon gyms and figure out a way of, like, you know, hunting for a specific Pokemon through eggs with full odds in that regard, or building friendship with other people by putting your Pokemon in, putting theirs in, and then, oh, we both got an egg every 7 days or every 5, whatever. And lastly, I came up with an idea during my live streams that I presented to the live stream, and everyone seemed to think it was a great idea. So we're going to do our Daily Adventure Instance right now, try to get a bird, and I'll discuss this idea that could make raiding in person a little more exciting. All right, Daily Adventure Incense is ready. This is the one. I can feel it. Ever since that doom and gloom Niantic talk, we're definitely going to find this one. There we go. I got a runny nose because of all this wind. Let's get this started. 3, 2, bam. So, okay, Niantic wants to limit the remote raid passes for longevity of the game, and also they want to get people out and going. So, what would be the thing to help solve that? Okay, so what could be enticing for people to go out physically to go do some remote raids? I mean, not remote, no, not physically to do some normal raids. So, okay, whenever a new event is announced, there's normally a new legendary or returning legendary in the rotation that you would want to go out and raid for. And that's always the most exciting part. Like, oh, okay, this Pokemon's going to be in 5-star raids. But then we always get, like, here's returning in 3-star raids or 1-star raids. And it's usually Pokemon that, like, me personally, and I know a lot of other people, probably wouldn't waste a raid pass on, where it's like, here's an Executor, or like Dugong's in raids, or Dodrio's returning, or heck, Pinsir's in raids, something like that, where it's like, I'm probably not going to go do a Pinsir raid. Now, a lot of people send me those remotely, I think as a troll, but I personally don't care to use my raid passes on those. My idea, since I've been invested in Pokemon Go Battle League a lot more and been focusing on building new teams and seeing what Pokemon have certain moves, I argued with my chat when I was salty after getting beat by some Pokemon, like, why does Medicham get Ice Punch? Or why does Swampert get such a spammy move like Hydro Cannon? And what chat told me is that these Pokemon Pokemon are capable of learning these moves in the main series game, which is why they are allowed to have them in Pokemon Go to ruin my life. And where did Swampert get the move Hydro Cannon, huh? From a Community Day. It is a special move that Swampert could only have learned during Community Day hours, or during the day it's windy. Or if you missed out on Community Day, you can get the Hydro Cannon on Swampert by using an Elite TM. Another Pidove. And would you look at that, with 10 seconds left, we got another Pidove. Wow, my reverse psychology for the Moltres and Articuno did not work. Gosh, dude, there goes the daily incense. What did I end up getting? Okay, well, that's standard. All right, so let's go ahead and end the screen recording there. So as I was struggling in Go Battle League by using Lunatone, I was thinking to myself, it would be so cool if Lunatone had a ground move. Is it possible that he can learn one? And I went to Cerebi.net, and sure enough, it's possible for Lunatone to learn a ground move that can hurt those Stunfisks and Registeels, as well as Donphan can also learn moves like Ice Fang throughout certain methods in the main series game, but it's possible that they can. So let me know what you guys think, but my idea was, what if you go to a 3-star raid in person, like they announced a new event, like here we go, we got Mega Medicham and Kyurem's coming back in raids, but also for 3-star raids, Exeggutor or Donphan might be able to learn the special move Ice Fang, or I think Exeggutor can learn some fire move. Something wild and crazy like that, but these moves can only come from a raid if you do it in person. So you could still send remote raids for the Pokedex for friends across the country and all that stuff, but in person, if you want these specific moves, you would have to do it in person. And not just that you can get an exclusive move by doing an in-person raid, but also maybe have it like be a 1 in 10 chance that it's possible for that to happen. So you don't just go, oh, I'm gonna go raid for it, get the move, boom, bada, bam. Maybe make it so it's not, oh my God. Maybe make it so it's not as hard to get as it would be for a shiny, but it's more of an incentive to go out and try. Because 3-star raids and 1-star raids are totally soloable if you've got the right mons and moves and stuff. And of course, those special moves could be Elite TM'd as well. So, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think, if that would be a cool incentive for raiding in person. I think that could prolong the game's longevity if previously released mons that we already have a potential of getting something cool and crazy by you going out in person raiding them. And these moves could be beneficial in Go Battle League and change the meta, hopefully, and also they could be good in raids and all that. I think it would be, I don't know, it'd be interesting, it'd be fun. Much more fun to hunt for, in my opinion, than like XXL or XXS Pokemon. And that way it would give something extra to look forward to whenever an event is announced. Not like, okay, Grubbin's now the new Pokemon coming, here comes Ho-Oh again, and Exeggutors and raids, whoa! It would give me an incentive to go like, okay, I want to go get that Exeggutor because I need that move potentially in future Go Battle League Cups. Maybe it'll pair well with Lunatone. But anyways, I think you guys get the idea. I have had my memory card fill up multiple times during this video, so I'm gonna shut up right now. I'm gonna stop squawking, but thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate each and every one of you. If you guys are new here, please be sure to hit that subscribe button, because we're going to be going more for that legendary bird, and we're going to be doing a lot more fun adventures coming up. I have a very fun idea that's going to involve the community, if there is a community, after the new remote raid thing goes into action. But you're not going to want to miss it, so if you're new here, make sure you hit that sub button. And everyone, I appreciate you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this one. I know it wasn't the most fun, positive topics. I felt like it was something that we had to talk about, and from now on, we're going to continue our legendary hunts and all the fun adventures. So with that said, take care, be safe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Later, y'all.